Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bobby Waldron, and in this video we're going to be doing a rapid video build of the Tamiya 148 scale Lockheed Martin F-16C fighting Falcon. Now this video is going to be in the rapid build format. So what does rapid video build mean? It's not our step-by-step video build format where we go from A to the end and we cover basic, intermediate and advanced. You know, we're going to turn the camera on when we have interesting points, when we have fit issues and we go about tackling it, any kind of fancy spraying we might do or problems with decals and those kind of things. We turn it on for the people who are, say, intermediate to advanced, right? So this is a bit more of a video build for those who know a bit about what they're doing. Not only that, we're going to be looking at resin as our focus. So the focus of the video is we're going to be looking at resin, and when it comes round to resin, I want to kind of show you on a basic level. So if you've never used resin before, this video build is going to be really good for you, because we're really going to show you how to prep it, deal with it, glue it, spray it, you know, and any problems that you kind of have with resin we're going to cover in this rapid video build. So let's get into the F-16 mood. So let's get started by doing a nice in-box review of Tamiya's Lockheed Martin F-16C Block 25/32 Fighting Falcon. Now, as you can see on the box art, you know, real nice box art that is. We've got, it shows you what weapons we've got in the kit a bit. You know, we've got a nice set of markings there one side, we've got another set of markings just there as well, which is looking really nice. So before we really start opening this up, let's have a quick look at what we've got inside. Well, first off, we've got what looks like 2 sprues here, which are nicely separately bagged. Looks like we've got some pins and stuff going on here. I think that is probably going to be so that the you may be able to have the weapons be removable from the pylons. I don't know, I'll have to check the instructions on that, but you know, nicely packaged there. We've got another sprue here, again separately bagged on its own, looking nice in there, so we shouldn't have any major scratching. Another separately bagged sprue here as well, which is like we've got some fuel tanks and some sensors, and I think we've got air intakes here, but I think that's for the A version. Yeah, because I think these are the air intakes for the C version, which is like bigger. We've also got some exhaust going on here and landing gear bits. Again, one sprue separately bagged, which is what we like to see to keep it all nice and good. It looks like we've got a weapons and pylons bag here with 2 sprues. We've got a nice little pilot, which is a nice little touch in there. Ejector seat looking nice. And yeah, a bunch of weapons and 2 different styles of fuel tanks by the looks of it. Again, another separately bagged, only 2 sprues in here, and this is looks like the GBU pathways, and again another sensor. I think that's the lightning sensor. So nice packaging there. But then this is what's cool with this kit, is we get 2 canopies. We get a tinted one and we get a normal one, so it gives us that nice extra option, and again separately bagged, which is quite cool. Moving along, what else we got in the box? We have decals just in here as well. 2 sheets of decals, also separately bagged, which is nice. I think this is just a bit of advertisement. Then we have our instructions, which you know, look like standard typical instructions for Tamiya there. And what else have we got? It looks like we've got a bunch of markings as well. Nice fold out big A3 sheet here, not coloured, but I mean, you know, it's a nice set of markings there. Both sides we've got stuff going on with that as well. And then I think this is just, what is this? Lots of different languages. This is just telling to be careful with kits and concerns and some health and safety stuff or something like that. So that's what you get in the kit. So let's unbag all this, let's have a closer look, let's do some research, and I'll be back with you in a sec. So let's get started with the instructions. The instructions, nice typical bit of about the aircraft on the front. Move through the instructions, they are nicely laid out. We do have all this FX numbers and stuff, which for the Tamiya paints, so that we can paint what colour needs to be painted where, which is a nice little touch. We do have the odd little decal here and there in the wheel wells as well, which is also a nice touch, and there's lots of little pieces going into the wheel wells, so that should look rather nice as well. You know, and it is kind of like a standard build, apart from I don't like it when they do that. You've got the front fuselage section half is going to be attached to the rear fuselage section half, which, I mean, just here that really needs to be perfect, or we really are going to be doing some thinning, sanding, scribing there, and it could look a little bit unneat. I'd have preferred that to have been all one piece, but you know, that is the way it is, and I think that's the way it is with like kinetics and Hasegawa as well. So I mean, that is kind of like generally the way it is. Remember, I did mention these little circular rubber bits for the vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizers. You know, we put them in here as well, so we can have them moving, which is a nice touch. And it looks like you get to put them on the fuel tanks and some ECMs and sensors and stuff, so that you can have them kind of take them off and change it as you want, which is quite nice. But I don't think we get to do it with all the weapons, but that's a nice little touch there. Moving along, you know, everything else is pretty you know, standard, self-explanatory. You know, no real problems. You've got quite a few nice options with this kit as well, with having your flaps and everything up and down. As I say, we've got a pilot, we get 2 helmets as well, so paint them differently and everything, for whether you go for the Block 25 or the Block 32. So nice touches there. You've got the triple ejection rack system as well, which is also a nice extra there, and we just go through the whole kind of like how to build up your weapons and stuff, which, as you can see, you've got a nice array of weapons to kind of nicely beef this up. However, you could quite easily go off and get some other weapons and add more to this, because I mean, it doesn't fill up all the pylons. but it's beefy enough out of the box. And then it just goes through how to put all the pylons and weapons on. The markings that we get with this kit, we do have 3 separate markings. We do have this one with the nice red tail, and this is a this says it's a block 32. And then we also have all the different stencil markings going on here, so that one should look quite nice and colourful. I might do that one actually. We then also have another block 32, sorry, and it's a block 25, so it's 2 block 32s and a block 25 to kind of look out for there. And we've got some nice markings going on there as well. But you can get absolutely tons and tons of aftermarket decals out there, you know, if you want to kind of pick whatever markings you want. So just let's start working through the sprues now. Now what we have here, we have some pathways and our triple ejection rack system, as well as our lightning sensor pod. And you know, these are a much more kind of grayer sort of sprue as well, and it is looking very crisp. We've got some nice recessed panel lines. We've even got raised rivets where them due, and recessed rivets as well, and that should make up 4 nice pathways, looking very nice there. Moving along, again we've got some more weapons. We do have, what is it, we've got 2 AIM 9M sidewinders, 2 AIM 9X sidewinders, we've got 2 AMRAMs, 4 pathways, an ECM pod, the lightning pod. We've got a 370 gallon wing tank and the 300 gallon central line wing tank as well. So you know, nice arsenal there, and hopefully, as you can see, you know, the pylons are giving us some real sort of nice crisp recessed panel line detail. You know, easily going to take a wash very nicely. No real kind of real problems there, apart from, I mean, if you do look kind of closely, you will see, it is this side, we do have ejector pin marks. I mean, I don't know if you can just see them, just there. We do have the odd little ejector pin mark where you don't want it. On these weapons I'm seeing there's 3 just there on the nose. Going along here as well, more ejector pin marks. They are kind of faint, they are small, they're not massive or bad, but they are in places you don't want them. And there's another ejector pin mark just there as well. So that's a bit of a downer on the kit, and that is kind of general throughout the kit, to have ejector pin marks where you don't want them. Again, we've got basically a second one to this, an identical sprue. As you can see, apart from this one has attached to it the pilot. Now the pilot is pretty half decent. It's actually a rather good pilot with a lot of nice detail going on with the pilot. Now, as I said, the 2 different heads for either a block 32 or block 25, nice detail going on there. The inbox ejector seat, I mean, it is you know, and it's not resin, but I mean, for out of the box, that is you know, pretty nice. You know, going into above average for out of the box sort of ejection seat going on there, which is rather nice to see. Moving along, we do actually see a bit of surface detail just here, which is where our intake is going to be. And hopefully, as you can see, we do have, if I rotate it in the light, a lot of nice, very crisp surface detail. Lovely rivet detail going on there. Hopefully, as you're seeing, and even when it goes round to that 90-degree angle, where normal kind of kit manufacturers, you would have the recessed panel line detail and stuff start to fade. Well, it doesn't really do it with this kit. It just wraps around really nice, no problems. We even have our air intakes here, and look at that. I mean, although this kit has ejector pin marks in a lot of wrong places, where you normally find ejector pin marks anywhere on any kit is in the air intakes, and for this one we have absolutely nothing in there. You know, that is all nice and smooth and going to be really good for a nice air intake, you know, which makes for a change. Our exhaust here, I mean, I don't know if you've seen that detail nicely there, but I mean that detail there is actually looking rather nice for out of the box, to be honest. I mean, you can't beat resin still, but for out of the box, that's a nice bit of exhaust going on there. What else do we have here? We have some nice landing gear detail. Again, it's not this side, it's this side. We have all those ejector pin marks, again, all in the wrong places. Don't know if you can see them, but I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ejector pin marks, which are all in the wrong places where you don't want them, which isn't nice. Even on our wheel well doors as well, we've got some ejector pin marks on there. Again, they're small and they're kind of faint, so you can kind of get away with them, but they're still there. These wheel well doors as well. I mean, the detail in here is quite nice. I mean, we do have some raised some raised rivets in here, but again, you got the ejector pin marks. So just moving along to the next sprue. On here, you know, we have our ECM pod as well, very nicely detailed, all the usual recesses and whatnot that you want. A bit more air intake detail here. Again, no ejector pin marks, which is just what you want. Again, we've got our center fuel tank here as well, which is nice, and we've got our nose cone up here, which is also looking rather nice. It's two halves that go together, and our pitot tube just there, very nice and crisp. Not really seeing any major flash going on with this kit. It all seems to be very sharp, very crisp, very much the way you want it to be. So now we're moving along to our main kind of spruce part of things here, which is our fuselage section. This is the underside of the fuselage section. This is the first half of the top, and looking at the first half of the top, hopefully what you're going to be seeing here is this really nice recessed panel line, recessed rivet detail that we've got going on here. And this is, I mean, this is really nicely above average. I mean, we're almost stepping into the world of being next generation Tamiyas, 1/32 scale Spitfire, Corsair, or Eddard's 1/48 scale Spitfire. We're almost going into that kind of realm. But I mean, it just I don't think it's as good as that, but I mean, it's definitely above average, and very nice surface detail, and should look very nice on your model, especially when it takes a wash. And again, you know, we've got none of this losing of detail as it kind of wraps around that 90-degree angle, so that is very nice. Looking at this, we have our little tub here for our cockpit, completely and utterly bare, which it means it's going to be one of those, you know, you have lots of little, here we go, there they are. We have all our little panels for our instrument display, our instruments and our buttons and everything, and we just stick them into the tub, and they are looking rather nice and sharp and nicely detailed, and that is, I think, nicely above average. Here's our instrument displays just here as well. They are looking rather nicely detailed there, and I do believe when we get the decals out, we do have some nice decals for the instrument displays, which will just set that off really nice. So that's a nice thumbs up there. Inside here as well, we've got just like a little bit of detail, but it's nothing over the top or anything like majorly fancy or anything, but that's that. Moving along, we've got some more wing detail here that goes on the underside, which actually I'm probably best just showing you the underside of our wing section here. What you'll notice is it's not two halves coming together, it's one of these where it only goes to about here, where the underside goes. Right, so what this means, because we haven't got like two halves and we can just easily sand across there, and it's so much easier to sand across there, what they've done is they've done it so that the underside just goes here, which what that means is where it goes in here, you're potentially going to have a bit of filling and sanding to get it all nice and perfect and professional, which as I say, it's a lot easier if you just sand across the top if you put two halves together. But looking at the surface detail, again, we've got more surface detail here for you, and hopefully, as you can see, I mean, it is looking packed out with a load of nice rivets, recess panel lines and rivets, and it's looking very, very detailed, which is going to be really nice when you get a wash onto that and do all your kind of your spray weathering work on it as well. So that is a lot of nice detail, again very nicely above average, so nice one there. And then here are the bottom of the wings. Again, you've got some more nice detail going on there, and we've got our little holes for drilling out for our pylons as well. We've got our flaps here as well. They are kind of looking a little bit plain, but I think they're nicely detailed. And apart from that, I mean, that is basically most of the sprues. So now we come across to our canopy side of things, which this is the great thing about this kit, is they give this lovely bonus of here's a nice plain canopy, and then here's one that's been nicely tinted for you, which is really, really a nice touch. It gives you that option if you want it. And then we've got some of our pieces, but on closer inspection of the canopies, I mean, if we get right in, hopefully what you'll see, just looking at like the clear one at the moment, hopefully what you'll see is it is very, very clear, very, very crisp. It does look, you've just got that nice typical Tamiya, you know, the canopies do look like glass, straight out the box. I mean, a bit of a polish maybe with Tamiya polishing compound, the finishing one, and that is gonna literally come up nicely like glass. And the same goes for the tinted out one as well. I mean, it does look really nice. We do have the usual bit of a seam line, if you can hear that little bit of a seam line there. A lot of people don't like that, but I mean, you know, this is the thing with modelling. I mean, you know, get your sanding sticks out, polish it up all nice, you know, and you can get them looking really, really good. The only thing is, if you look on close inspection, I mean, what we've got is we've got the dreaded spidering, the cobweb effect, right, which actually you're probably best seeing this if I just nip the top off. 1 second, just cut this top off because it's right at the top where we see it. Can you get it in the light? Let's see if we can get it in the light for you. I don't know if you can just see it, but it's just there. We've got this little bit of a line, and that is that nasty cobweb effect that you can't really get rid of. It's in the core, it's there to stay. It is kind of faint, and you have got to kind of rotate it in the light, but it's something that's there and you can't get rid of. And it's kind of strange, but it's also the same on this one as well. I don't know if you can just see that as well there. And again, it's faint, but you can just notice it, and in some lights it can be a bit pronounced, and that is what happens with some kits, and it's a bit of a shame when they do that, because as I say, you can't really get rid of it. But it's, you know, I think we can just bear with it. Nice bit of a polish with the compounds does help improve a little bit as well, so you know, you might want to do that. Now getting out the decals. Got two nice decal sheets here. First decal sheet, what we have is what looks like a bunch of weapons markings and fuel tanks markings and all your ECM pods and lightning pods and everything. Bit of a note, you do get the nice instrument display panels for your cockpit, which is also very nice. Nice little touch. They're looking kind of like matte to satin, and you know, they all just look nicely in registry. The writing is very small, and it's I don't think you could read it even if you got a magnifying glass out on that, so it's not that sharp. And then we've got our second decal sheet as well, just here, which again looks just like our other decal sheet. And Tamiya decals, I mean, they're not like cartographer, but they're not awful. They're kind of standard really, but these decals, I mean, they do look nice, and when putting them down, as I say, they're not going to go on perfectly nice and easy like cartographer, but we'll get there in the end. I mean, so that is now the kit, all seen and all shown to you. So what have I scored this kit? Well, I mean, looking at it, just a note, I scored this kit badly. Well, we shouldn't say badly, but kind of like standard to below average on the canopy side of things and the ejector pin mark side of things, as well as cost. Now, bringing into cost before I come out and give you the score, the cost of this kit is £50, which a lot of people out there are saying on the internet that this is the best F-16 you can get in 1/48 scale, which I think I'd probably have to agree with them looking at this kit. But what they say is they think it's the best in 1/48 scale, but it's so damn expensive. I think it's also quite expensive, but at the same time, if you compare it to what else is on the market, I mean, we also have Hasegawa. Hasegawa does a nice F-16, not as good as this, but it's a nice F-16, and their F-16 can cost between £30 and £50, right? So and that kind of just depends on which Hasegawa you get. If it's like an older kit, it can be like £30. If it's one of their new releases, i.e., you know, it's the same kit in the box but they put some new decals in there, it can be like £51 or something. So actually, is this so expensive? The other competitor out there is Kinetics. Kinetics, their prices are around about maybe like the £30 to £35 mark, but I've seen them kits, and in all honesty, they seem to be a little bit rough around the edges. From the reviews I've read, they seem to go together nicely and be nice value for money, but they're not the best. You want the best, I mean, you're going to be paying maybe 20 to £15 more to get something like the Tamiya. So although it is expensive, I don't think it's so badly expensive that you don't want to buy one of these Tamiyas, to be honest with you. I mean, £50, it is a bit expensive, but compared to what else is out there, I mean, you're only paying maybe £15–20 more instead of getting a Kinetics kit, but you get like a better kit here. So overall score for the F-16 by Tamiya 1/48 scale is a nice 8.2, and an 8.2 here at Genesis Models is considered to be a nice above average kit, so you shouldn't have any problems really with having this kit, and it should build into a very nice kit indeed, and you should have a lot of fun with it. So let's look at some aftermarket parts, because in this video build we're going to be doing, I want to have a look at resin. I want to let's have a little basic look into resin. So I've not gone mental and got resin cockpits and all this kind of stuff, because I want to kind of go for a canopy down pilot in there. You know, I just want to kind of nicely show off the exhaust, because the resin exhausts for this F-16 are rather nice and rather cheap. I think they're about just £10 for this. So just having a quick look in here, if I can just get it open quick enough for camera. I'll rip this open. Right, what do we get? Well, we get a nice bit of our exhaust at the front here, which we get you right in. Hopefully what you will see is actually, I mean, that is looking rather nicely detailed inside there. Right, and then I think this bit in here as well then goes inside somewhere. Right, and that is looking really nicely detailed with all all that nice detail going in there. And in this video build, you know, I really want to kind of show you the basics of resin and taking care of it, a bit of health and safety, because this stuff can be dangerous. And then, you know, I really want to show you how to paint the insides of this as well. And then we've got right inside our air intake in there as well. Hopefully you're just seeing in there, which should look rather nice. A little bit on the end as well, nothing to show home about. And then we have got this tiny little bit of photo etch just in there, which is also going to look nice down in the bottom. So that's the nice bit of extra parts. I have ordered some pitot tubes as well for this kit. I forgot to order them when I ordered the kit, but I have ordered them, so they're not here for this inbox review part, but when we get round to putting the pitot tube on, we'll have a nice kind of brass bit of aftermarket parts to go in there as well, which does look really nice as well. So let's get on now with actually getting on with this rapid video build. So getting on to our first stage of our rapid video build, I really want to concentrate on this two halves of the fuselage bit, because I mean this is something that if we glue on wrong, we put on wrong, I mean we can have all sorts of nasty things, like a nasty kind of step. I don't know if you can like see that. We could get like nasty steps going on there. If we get nasty steps, I mean the whole sanding, filling and scribing side of things is gonna be, it can be quite massive if you don't get it right. But it does fit good enough, I think, that with, you know, some nice careful glue in and just making sure it's fitting just right, we can literally get away with maybe a light little bit of a sand and then just a tiny bit of rescribing, and that should be it. So it could turn out to be a lot of work, or it could turn out to be a little work. Now the way we're going to do this, we really want to make sure we've got no step. Right, gaps, it doesn't look like we're going to have much of a gap anywhere. It's just the whole step thing. We really don't want it to be stepping up anywhere. So what we want to do, right, the problem we have with this is if we kind of get one side sort of nicely lined up and not feeling any step at all, right, what happens is the other side seems to come up and we get a bit of a step. So then when we push down here to then get rid of the step on this side pops up. Right, so what we want to do, we want to take it nice and careful, and we just want to do one side. So I'm just getting this one side and I'm just making sure we've got no step. Really try and feel with your nail and with your finger, and just kind of feel for any steps. Right, and then what we want to do is we want to get our Tamiya extra thin cement, and we want to start by putting a nice bit of this Tamiya extra thin cement on the underside, but on one side only, and just in these little pegs that we have going on here. So the underside is starting its bit of a gluing process, right, and then I'm just making sure again we've got no steps. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a nice little bit of Tamiya extra thin cement just on top. Right, but I'm only doing one half. Right, and what we want to do now is we want to just leave that little bit now to dry, making sure we've got no step. Right, leave that side to dry. So then what's going to happen is this side to dry, stick, you know, go nice and hard, so that when we come to glue this side and we have to push this side down and get rid of the steps this side, you know, this side isn't going to come up because it's been glued down. So hopefully, as you can see there, by gluing one side and leaving that to dry and then gluing another side, what we've been able to do is just get this all nicely glued in, but we've got no steps or raised parts. We still have, hopefully as you can see here, I'm moving that, I didn't glue this bit either side. It's just a case of let's just glue one bit, let it dry, and glue another bit. So what we can do now is we can simply glue our bits that we ain't done yet. And it's always good, if you can, to always come in from both sides. If you ever get the chance, do both sides. It just makes the gluing process a lot more nicer, neater, stronger and better. Right, so there we go. Hopefully that will kind of like sort out what could be a potentially nasty problem if you don't take your time and just glue this all nice and neat without steps.